Hi, it's Wednesday, November the 27th, a couple of days after my pension day, my state pension day. So I've been shopping today while I had to have my dental appointment and my hair appointment. Make the most of it because it's in a different town that has more shops. My credit card is with M&S. So I earn points from spending on the card. So today I had a £4 voucher to spend, and being in Clacton and them having a M&S food place there, I thought I'd go and see what they've got. So I bought some chicken soup, which was 65p, a swede, which was 65p, the carrots came to 19p. The pears that should have been £1.90 were down to £1.31. And the honey roast ham, sliced honey roast ham here, which was down to £1.79. Now, because I'm not going to use the ham straight away, I've got out my cereal bag wrappers that I then fold the ham inside it, and I put it in the freezer, and I can take a few slices out at a time and use it that way without it wasting and without it sticking together as one big block and having to unfreeze the whole amount. My next shop was Lidl. And in there I spent £6.35. Sorry, I better tell you what I spent in M&S. I had a £4 voucher, and so therefore it was just £1.84 I had to pay. Well, actually £1.83. They must have taken a penny off because I had my own bag, so I don't know. Anyway, Lidl next stop, and in there I spent £6.35, £4.99 on the mince, and that is 750 grams. I got my free Belgian bun, which is 75p, and they've taken the 75p off. I got a loaf of bread, down to 50p. It started off at 99p. Oh, no, they've taken 50p off and it's 49p. I forget, Lidl do it different way round. Simply beans are 28p. Now I bought them because I'm going to be cooking, I think I'm going to make a chili and a lasagna out of this, because I want to get the most out of this meat I can this week. Even if I freeze some portions, I really need to make my money go further. I've just had to pay another £100 bill with the dentist because they made a mistake on my previous bill. So they printed out my account. I can see where the mistake has arisen, but nevertheless I've got to find it. And I bought a pepper, which is 59p. So I did that. Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to mention the yogurt, didn't I? On the M&S, which is £1.25. And I've got a use for this because I'm going to make my own flatbreads and pizzas when I've made the flatbreads. So I actually popped into another Lidl because there's more than one, because the first Lidl didn't have any celery. So I went in the second one and they did have celery, and plus I got a message to say I hadn't used my birthday gift. So I chose a donut because it said I could have any donut, and then I just bought celery as well. So altogether, that I only had to pay the 75p on there, which is, with the other one it comes to £7.10, and and the £1.83, so that's £12.93 I've spent. And I'm hoping that I can turn this into the majority of this week's food apart from breakfasts. Right, so far on my hob, in my pressure cooker pot, because it's one of the biggest ones I've got, I have got carrots, celery, onions, a little knob of courgette that was left, all grated. No, I don't think there's anything else in there. I shall be adding some garlic granules because I haven't got any fresh garlic. And when I've split the mixture in half with the mince, because I haven't quite got enough chili con carne seasoning left, I'll probably add some cayenne and paprika. So I'll split the mince in half after I've cooked the original batch all together. One half will be made into Bolognese for a lasagna, the other half will be made into chili con carne. On the back, I had a look at the pears that I bought from M&S, and they are rock hard. They are like a hammer. So I went through my cupboard and thought, what can I do with them? So a present from last year was Whittard's mulled wine granules, I suppose, instant tea it is, and I'm poaching them in the tea to give them a mulled wine flavour. Hopefully it will work and that can be my dessert for the week, or I can have it with my porridge for breakfast. Over here, sorry to move you so fast, I do apologise, I'm making use of the butternut squash I grew in the garden. It should have been a courgette, it should never have been a butternut squash. So I've peeled it, I've thinly sliced it. Now some of this will be used in the lasagna. Every other layer with the pasta will have a layer of this. For me, it cuts down the amount of calories and the amount of starch that pasta has in it. So I have to be so careful with what I eat. So this is one way I can still eat everything and enjoy it, because for all intents and purposes, it forms a layer and I don't know any different from a normal lasagna. So we'll move on in a minute and I'll show you when we get to the layering up. Okay, so we have the chili mixture. I have added the tin of beans. And after I split the mince up, I added the tin of beans. This one I'm going to make into I'll probably put a little bit more, actually, having said that, a little bit more in there, and I'll top it up with mashed potato. I never have mashed potato by itself. I always boil swede, carrot and potato, because again it keeps the starch levels down. Because I've got a problem with my HbA1c, despite being 5 foot and under 9 stone, the doctor wants me to keep my sugar levels lower. I'm in the normal range, but he wants me to keep it lower. This, once it's cooled down, will be divided into possibly 3 portions of chilli to have with rice. This will do me twice. With a nice fluffy potato, carrot, swede topping to it with lots of veg on the side, and it's got a little bit of a kick to it. Now I went out in the freezer and I have got quite a few packs out there of tomato sauce that I made, because I have I grow in the summer, I grow in the garden. So yeah, it's just defrosting now into the mince. This is the one that will become the Bolognese. So I've added more garlic to it. And that's the tomato sauce defrosting down. Well, it's had some stock put in it, and it'll have a good glug of tomato puree put in there, as well as a bit of oregano or oregano, depending where you come from. I'll show you how the pears are getting on. They're looking lovely, they're poaching lovely, and they smell of Christmas. Can't wait to try them. So, and they're softening down. So a couple more minutes and I'll switch that off and let them cool, and then I'll put them in a plastic pot with the juice so that I don't lose any of the flavour. And that's what we've got to so far. I'll show you the layering up when I get to it soon. Right, so here we have the lasagna, and I've put a layer of the butternut squash in the bottom, and I'm just starting to layer up the Bolognese mixture on the top. And then on top of there, I'm not very good at doing this. I need to learn to use the tripod better. I shall be adding the lasagna sheets. This is literally all the lasagna I've got left. Sheets I've got left. So it's going to be a bit of a hodgepodge, but I'm sure it will taste okay. So we'll go with another layer. This one will be a bit thinner. That's done. Another quick layer of the butternut squash. And this time I'm just going to put that and that on there. Finish the mince off. And then I'll get back to you when I've made the cheese sauce. A very, very simple cheese sauce, but only a very small amount of it, because as I say, I have to watch everything I eat because the doctor has told me to. So I've got to do it. So, okay then, we'll leave it there for now. Get back to you once I've done the cheese sauce. Right, on the hob I've got the white sauce. It's looking yellow because I've just added a tad of mustard to it. There you go, there's the spoon. Just gives it a bit of flavour and seasoning. All it is a bit of butter, some flour in the bottom, let it dry out, then add your milk. I use skimmed milk. And then this is my 30% cheddar going in. And I'll probably put it all that I've done in. Switch the heat off now, because all it is to melt the cheese. The flour is cooked through. I am a messy pup, I can't help it. I always have been. My house is ultra tidy. But when it comes to cooking, I am a mess. We'll finish the cheese off in there. Bit of carrot gone in. Never mind. Right, and that'll go on the top now. Another stir. And then I'm just going to pour it on the top. I know normally I put pasta right at the top, but I haven't got any more pasta. I suppose I could sprinkle a little layer of these on. The rest I'm going to slice up. What I've got there, I'm going to slice up this even more. And then I'm going to make them into crisps in the air fryer. So I think they'll be very nice as a snack. But I don't use too much butter on them. So finish that. And then the cheese can go on. There we go. Right, I shall clear that bowl out and finish it off, and I'll sprinkle it with the tiniest bit of parmesan just to give it that flavour. Right, to finish off what I've made today, I've made the lasagna over the back using butternut squash and lasagna sheets, and half the mince that I bought, which was let me just check before I speak. It was a $4.99, I believe 750 grams packet from Lidl, the 5%. So in this tub here, there is the chilli, 2 portions of chilli, which will be more than enough with rice. The tiny bit I've put on the top, it will be for a jacket potato, which I'll put in the oven tomorrow when this goes in the oven, and the chilli shepherd's pie goes in the oven, because I want to make a couple of other things to make it worthwhile putting the oven on. And this is how the pears turned out. They are absolutely beautiful. So I can have them with my porridge in the morning, or, because if I'm honest, I eat my porridge in the evening as a dessert because I can't do breakfast. So I tend to have an 11's, which is, beans on toast or something like that. And then I have my tea at about 5 o'clock. And then, 7 o'clock, 7:30, I'll have some porridge with fruit and maybe a spoon of yogurt or something like that. The rest of the butternut squash was sliced up using the mandolin. And tomorrow I'll put that in the oven with some olive oil and some garlic and maybe chili flakes to crisp up. And this is the bit that I couldn't slice any smaller. So I shall put that in the freezer, as little as it is, but it's handy to go in a soup of some description. I often make what I call bottom of the fridge soup. And it is literally all the dregs from the bottom of the fridge, and it makes the most lovely soup 9 times out of 10. So I'm quite happy with it. Any questions, leave your comments below, and we'll talk further about this baking day and how I tend to cook once and eat, 4 portions of lasagna, 2 portions of chili. So that's 6 meals, 7, 8, 9 meals there, 9 meals. So for me, I'm only small, so I'm not saying this would satisfy everybody, but it certainly does me. So thank you for joining me. Speak soon. Bye.